welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Friday.
Oh, it's Friday.
Happy Friday, guys. Let's talk about a fun little treat of a topic today, microtransactions.
Ooh, little treat for the gamers.
A delectable little snack for you gamers.
Yeah, it's the terminal disease that is slowly killing those franchises you know and love, and those you don't give a hoot about. Little owl humor for you out there. I'm looking at you, mobile games. I'm looking at you real hard.
Like an owl might.
Yeah, let's talk about a little treat, terminal diseases.
Yeah, it's slowly but surely taking over the industry that we love and just completely ruining it, stamping its dirty little feet all over your favorite goddamn rug.
Ooh, don't stomp on my rug with your dirty little feet.
Ooh, don't you dare do it. Yeah, Brian, they've been in the news a lot lately, right?
Yeah, there have been various governments around the world talking about regulating them. Some have basically equated them with gambling, saying they're having a negative impact on the children. Won't somebody think about the children?
Oh no, our kids.
The children.
In all seriousness, though, they do suck. And yeah, they f up kids.
The children?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see now. But anyway, this should be great news, right? Because, yeah, no shit. Maybe people aren't as terrible as they've proven time and time again. The arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice.
What, does it? I guess so. Not so fast there, Teddy Parker, whoever that is.
Yeah, what's that?
The sad reality is that for one of the biggest game companies, microtransactions are making more money than ever. A lot more money. Mounds of money. You will cry yourself to sleep at night kind of money.
Mountain's also a fun little treat for gamers who like coconut. Yeah, we're talking about EA. The job of the hut of video game companies is still feasting on microtransactions, and it's gonna need a bigger sail barge, Jaws, because those microtransactions are tasty. Does this make Andrew Wilson Salacious Crumb?
That besmirches the good name of Salacious Crumb.
You take the Crumb's name out of your
The
filthy
court
mouth.
jester of Jabba's palace. One of my favorite Kowakian lizard monkeys.
Thanks.
Makes Andrew Wilson the big vagina with teeth at the end of the sand pit that ate Bubba Fett.
The Sarlacc at the Great Pit of
Yeah.
Khartoum.
Did you say Bubba Fett?
From the bow.
I like hunting bounties and gumbo. Brian, tell me about EA's recent reports on its quarterly earnings in the headline.
I would love to. So the headline is that during the last quarter, it made almost 1 billion American dollars from microtransactions alone. They refer to it as live services, not microtransaction, I guess to make it sound less evil. But yeah, almost $1 billion from that.
Every time they say live services, a thundercrap happens outside the office.
Yeah. Evil is doing really great these days. It's never been a better time for it. EA's microtransaction revenue was up 27% from the previous year, and for the previous 12 months, its microtransaction haul was, you ready for this?
Probably not.
$2.8 billion.
Oh, that'll get you a lot of hot dogs.
27%, $2.8 billion. Yeah, it's a great job, EA.
Gotta give it up.
Even Jabba the Hutt's like, that's excessive.
Yeah, those sports games are really continuing to pay off for EA, especially the ultimate team modes for games like FIFA, Madden, and NHL. Thanks a lot, people who play sports games and have no self-control. I play other games and have no self-control, but I'm better than you. Meanwhile, I've bought like 4 Sparrows in Destiny.
I know, yeah, that's the problem is I'm guilty of it.
How else am I supposed to get the crab dab emote in Sea of Thieves?
Exactly. Here's an even more depressing stat. If you look at the breakdown for the quarter, EA made more than 3 times as much from microtransactions as it did from selling regular old games. It's so gross.
Yikes, they sell a lot.
That really
slime.
sticks it in and breaks it off.
Okay, yeah, we've said before, but microtransactions are not a side business for these giant publishers. They are the business,
Yeah.
which is why these publishers are gonna keep fighting to the death to keep them legal.
For the quarter, EA made nearly $1.6 billion in revenue. So microtransactions accounted for almost 2/3 of their total revenue.
And it's legal and fun, just like Hatchimals.
Our Hatchimals have come up a few times in this show. Is there a
We're gonna
controversy
get to them
around
later.
Hatchimals?
We're gonna get to them later.
Okay. Man, when I have kids, I am locking them in a dark f***ing room and not letting them out. That's parenting right there.
It's a fun dark room. You can lock up a kid till they're 18.
If you put Netflix in that dark room, they'll stay in there for hours.
Better yet, YouTube Kids.
Ugh, no, you don't want to fuck up a kid like that.
Russian bots, dude.
Don't worry though, the other big publishers are making a shitload of microtransaction money as well. Oh good, I was concerned for the well-being of the ultra rich. Last year, Take-Two, which owns Rockstar and 2K Games, reported that it made more than $317 million worth of microtransaction loot in just one quarter. Cool,
So
cool.
Yeah, Activision Blizzard made more than $700 million from microtransactions. Also in just one quarter last year. Awesome.
Rad.
So yeah, hope they use some of that money as severance for all the people they laid off. Ooh, maybe I'll just lock myself in a dark fucking room. No more games for me. I've been a naughty boy. And I gotta be punished.
Look what you've done to the rug. So, what does this tell us, Brian?
Well, you can bet that the big publishers aren't going to give up microtransactions without a fight. I was just thinking about this. You can think of video games like the penis, and microtransaction are all the sperm inside that get you pregnant and turn you into a teen mom.
Hey, thank you for putting it into terms that I can understand.
Wouldn't the sperm go back into the penis to carry the information?
Isn't that what happens when you're done?
They retreat
like a shot
back in.
back.
That's why it hurts really bad after sex.
Yeah, EA's not going to give up 2/3 of its revenue willingly, like we said earlier, which makes sense. I mean, that's gutting your entire business at that point. Your entire legitimate, legal, cool, fun business.
Yeah, still though, we are seeing a lot of governments start to take a harder look at monetization in games, putting out the old opera glasses and recoiling in disgust. Well, I never. What is this I see in my son's game?
It's a Southern opera.
I'm fanning myself as I'm about to faint.
Last month, a charity in the UK released a report that said loot boxes are polluting the lives of young people, and that the younger the gamer is, the worse the effects are, which seems incredibly obvious. We don't give kids alcohol and cigarettes because their dumb little brains are not cool enough, are still forming. But we can short circuit their tiny baby heads with a reward loop that makes them insane. That's fine.
The group concludes that gambling regulations in the UK need to be overhauled to include loot boxes as legally recognized forms of gambling. Thank you. We agree, because they are. I mean, look at this thing. It is literally a slot machine. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. They're like, you're dumb, you'll pay for it.
Gambling, very cool. You're gambling on things that are not money, not cool. So gambling on loot boxes, very not cool.
And in October, a UK commissioner released another scathing report which said loot boxes can lead to kids spending hundreds of pounds and leaving children feeling like they are gambling.
Makes sense. And it sounds like the UK government is taking the concerns seriously. A government spokesperson told The Guardian that they're going to review gambling laws and that they take concerns around loot boxes in video games very seriously.
Yeah, old people love to blame video games for all the world's problems. Brian, thoughts?
It's our favorite thing. Yeah, it's you kids and your avocado sandwiches and your gambling. Y'all are causing global warming.
So it's not just the UK. Over the last few years, we've seen a number of governments around the world either ban loot boxes, like Belgium and the Netherlands, or say they're looking into the practice, like here in the US.
It appeals fine to me. Now I'm off to the racetrack to bet on dogs that are almost dead. But the industry has fought tooth and also nail to protect their precious money. Back in June, an EA representative infamously defended loot boxes to UK lawmakers by calling them surprise mechanics, and that they were actually quite ethical and quite fun. Quite ethical is not one of those things you should have to say.
Yeah, they compared them to toys like Kinder Eggs and Hatchimals.
There we go.
Those Hatchimals, yeah. Despite loot boxes being quite ethical and quite fun, the industry is also quietly backing down on them, at least a little bit.
Is a Kinder Egg a toy?
There's a toy inside it.
There is?
I guess.
That's what I've been choking on?
The problem is nobody spends thousands of dollars on Kinder Eggs,
Speak
except
for
for
yourself.
like, there's probably one old lady who like blew her whole retirement on it, but most people like can just buy a few and be fine. Loot boxes are so different because they're addictive. You beat your friends based on the rewards you get from loot boxes. That's why people are spending billions of dollars on this. And they know there's a difference, but they're so cynical that they're going to throw up any roadblock they can to try to confuse us while they run out like the bust out scene in Goodfellas where they burn the bamboo lounge down and take all their money.
Woo!
There we go, that's it.
Oh man, I couldn't have put it better myself.
Get this man a soapbox. By the way, there is definitely a YouTube industry around just buying and opening Kinder Eggs. I'm certain of it. They probably do like 1,000 times better than us.
Oh, Kinder Egg opened by Elsa, feet only.
You've hit your bit limit.
I
anything you do from here on
respectfully
out,
disagree.
You're welcome to do it, but it's gonna get cut. So loot boxes are hugely profitable, so publishers will not want to give them up, but they don't want them outright banned in more countries either.
Yeah, so we're seeing some take steps to mitigate the damage, especially when it comes to disclosing odds of the contents inside the loot boxes, right, Brian?
Yeah, last year, all the three big console companies, as well as a bunch of major publishers, have said they will force odds disclosures in loot boxes. by 2020. That's this year. And so they're trying to kind of edge around it. They're trying to just, nip a little bit and see if regulators will be satisfied.
Valve recently added a new item for Counter-Strike players in France called an X-ray scanner, and it lets you see what's inside a loot box before you open it. Similar to that is what Rocket League's doing nowadays. They have what's called blueprints now that gives you a preview of whatever you're throwing cash at.
Anyway, we're seeing some other big franchises like Call of Duty, Destiny 2, and others start to shift to a battle pass system instead of loot boxes.
Yeah, and other games are still going full speed ahead with microtransactions. NBA 2K20, which is chock full of microtransactions and has a slot machine in the game. Just a slot machine, straight up. That was one of the best-selling games of 2019 here in the US.
Back to EA, there is one bit of good news in all of this. Jedi Fallen Order sold really well for them.
Thank God.
Which is cool. That's a cool game.
Yeah, EA said they were predicting sales of 6 to 8 million copies, but now they're expecting to hit 10 million in sales by the end of March. That's great.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, f*** EA, but...
Yeah, thank you, Respawn.
For real. I mean, they should have gotten the license the
Thank
whole
you,
time.
Respawn. So let's say they sold each of those 10 million copies at full price. They didn't, but let's pretend.
Let's say they didn't. Let's say.
That means they pulled in $600 million for Jedi Fallen Order. That's very impressive. But once you take out development and marketing costs, it is still just a drop in the bucket compared to what they made from microtransactions in just one quarter.
And that's an overestimated number.
Yeah.
So it gives you a little bit of an idea. So you can see why EA and everybody else keeps defending the practice, because when they work, they are a gold mine. Several gold mines. They're a gold mine sitting in its gold rocking chair, talking to its gold mine children about all the gold mines it owns.
Yeah, Brian, developers are still defending this practice though, right?
Yeah, basically, one of their lines of defense is that microtransactions are needed these days to fund the huge development costs in modern gaming. Back in 2018, NBA 2K19 senior producer Rob Jones told Trusted Reviews that microtransactions and virtual currency are, quote, an unfortunate reality of modern gaming, much like the NBA 2K games.
He added that every game at some point in some way has currency, and they're trying to get additional revenue from each player that plays the game.
Then again, we do see other games like Doom Eternal, which is making a point to not have microtransactions. Its creative director, Hugo Martin, said on Facebook that Eternal is a $60 game, not a free-to-play game or a mobile game. We are giving you a complete experience with no store, just like you'd expect.
So who knows? Some developers seem to be able to resist going after every dollar in their players' wallets, and some don't. I don't know. Maybe that's the lesson here? Some people are greedier than others.
And I also have a way to finish out the episode. So let's start the show and see how Amir fares.
Can you stop talking so we can start the show? Hey everybody,
Can we get started?
Hey everybody, welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Friday. It's Friday! Yeah, it's today's episode's brought to you by you.